All right, we should be live. Happy, not Wednesday, but Tuesday, everybody. We are 1 day and 1 hour early for this week's stream because of a scheduling conflict I had tomorrow. So, what's up, everyone? Happy Tuesday. How's everyone doing? Let's take a look at who is first. So, I put out the notification both on the Discord server as well as on YouTube, just because I usually do it like the same day as the stream, but I did it an entire day earlier just so that people got the heads up. But we did have Chris who came in an entire day early. He was like the first one to message yesterday on Monday. So yeah, we had some other people who came pretty early as well. Joker, Bakata, Rad Robot. Yeah, so some people checked in pretty early. Craig Lilly didn't check in till today though. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, he did check in yesterday. Let's see. Right, here's Craig again. Joker has been here for the entire 24 hours. What? Okay. Jason Whitmer. Today is my guild raid night on Wrath of the Lich King, so yeah. That's why the stream had to be also moved an hour early because I raid at 6:30. So we have a pretty hard cutoff today. I can't be streaming and raiding at the same time. I'm tanking. What's up, Cookie Crumbs? What's up, Demon Mitt? PGrow420 says, what is your Discord? So the Discord link is always in the description of every stream. I update it. It doesn't always work because Discord temporary links sometimes are broken, but I usually try to put a new link every stream. Kale130's here. What's up, Nathan? Benny Joy. What's up? DJ One Eye 28. MFam Fake News. So I'm seeing some different names today, and I'm thinking that is because people who normally can't make it to Wednesdays are maybe able to make it today. Because yeah, I'm seeing a couple of new names. Hey, what's up, John? Let's see. The one lad says, literally saw the stream thing pop up during a meeting and snuck it open to see what's happening during said very important meeting. Yo, do not get in trouble at work for watching my stream, okay? I don't want that on my conscience. Did I see Linus's, so Chris Gardner says, did I see Linus's video on CPU coolers? What are your thoughts? So I've had the similar thought to Linus's. I didn't see the whole thing, like attentively. Linus puts out too much content. A lot of the times when I watch stuff, it is on in the background. I just don't have enough time to just sit and thoroughly watch a lot of videos on YouTube. But I saw Linus's, and I think I got the gist of it. And this is something that I've been talking about for a long time too. And if you've been in the Discord, or if you've just been in previous streams or watched my channel for a while, it's something that I've kind of alluded to, and that's, you don't need like these crazy big coolers that, all these channels, when they do the in-depth cooler reviews like Gamers Nexus and stuff, thank God they put out the good content that they do. But when they are testing like these 360 420 millimeter radiators, or these more expensive water coolers, they're doing it at like the most extreme settings where they are torture testing it, essentially loading up all cores, maybe even overclocking, running it at 100%, letting it heat soak. So yeah, in that case, a lot of coolers might not perform as well. But if you're just a gamer, a $20 to $50 cooler, even on like an i7 chip, like a 13th gen one, it'll run fine. Maybe it'll run a little warm, but it's not like your computer's gonna throttle or be damaged due to heat. So that's why in a lot of my own builds that I show on the channel, especially since, I don't typically do builds that are super expensive, I usually use like an ID cooling or a Vetroo $20 to $30 cooler, and most of the times because I run i5s and stuff. But yeah, unless you're doing like, fully threaded workloads at 100%, cooling with cheaper coolers, as long as it's not like the stock cooler, tower coolers work just fine. Demon Mid is so I don't remember what they said performance per. So the decibel thing is a big point of coolers, and I talked about this in the deep cool video that I did. If you want to run a system at lower temps, lower being that, like, I don't know, maybe 50s or 60s, because it's perfectly fine to run stuff in like the 70s and even low 80s. It's just gonna run warmer, right? But if you want to run it low at lower temps or cooler, then that's when you start, especially for gaming too, because gaming like doesn't fully utilize the CPU, most games anyways. So then you would get the more expensive, larger coolers so that you could run the fans at much lower RPMs to get much better fan noise. But if you're, already have other stuff in your room that's making like white noise, or if you're playing with headphones and you aren't bothered by fan noise, then most of the cheaper coolers would work fine for most people. The Thermalrights are great options too at good prices nowadays. What are the Thermalrights? There, let's take a look. Browser. So Thermalright. Oops. Give me 1 second. Where's the window? Hello? Oh, browser window. Thermalright. Okay. Let me resize this real quick. Amazon. Thermalright has some cheap RGB fans though. So if you look at, let's see, Thermalright. Okay, so the Assassin 120 is 18. Yeah, so it's very much in line, and it's, how many heat pipes is this thing? Is it 4? Like, yep, 4 heat pipes. So this is pretty much like a Vetroo ID cooling, $20 budget cooler style. Wow, this is actually, I mean, I don't know why $18.90 looks so much better than $20. Like, it's only $1.10 difference, but it just looks that much cheaper. $1.10 off of 20, that's like over 5%. So I mean, it's not nothing. Yeah, Demon Mate. That okay. AM3 coolers were notoriously bad when they updated to the Wraith series. That was like when AMD had such a step up in their stock cooling game compared to Intel, who continued to use their kind of crappy stock cooler for so long. But yeah, I do agree. Those block style coolers. See if I have one on hand. These AM3 style clamp-on coolers, these things, oh my goodness, like, they're so bad. They run so loud. It's like a turbine in your computer. Yes, I agree. These are horrible. And you're right. They did work fine, but with higher, or better cooling capacity, after a while you stop going for the temps and you start going for more like noise level, right? Improved noise levels. But so the Thermalright, where's those Thermalright RGB fans though? These are kind of crazy value if you think about it, because one of the things about RGB fans, you could easily, let's compare the Thermalright one to, let's just say, Corsair RGB fan. Let's look at a single fan. A single IQ fan from Corsair is about $25 for one RGB fan. You got Thermalright over here giving you a 3-pack of 120 millimeters. This is real ARGB, not like the fake RGB that you can't control the colors or anything like that. $16 for 3. I mean, come on. I mean, obviously there's gonna be like, cheaper, lower quality, but people who are, kind of tight on money, or they're trying to build, let's say, a sub $500, sub $600 system, it doesn't make sense to spend $25 on a fan, or spend like $60 for a 3-pack or whatever the Corsairs go for. This is this is what you would be going for. Shauner says, just popping in, off to play some pickup soccer, have fun. 75 degrees out with the breeze. Can't stay inside. Have a good stream. Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Shauner. Thanks for stopping by. Stay safe. Don't hurt yourself. But yeah. Does the brand matter? Yeah, so the brand for fans, I mean, it matters to a degree, right? And it's gonna vary from person to person. People with more money to spend who, like, their computers is like their biggest hobby, they're typically more willing to spend into the realm of diminishing returns for anything computers, right? Whether it be hardware, like specifically CPUs, graphics cards, or things like, cases and fans, you're only going to get so much more performance or better noise from a fan that costs 2 to 3 times more. Like, would you think, so this fan works out to almost $5 a fan compared to the $25 a fan from Corsair. I don't know if there's any justification where you could say the Corsair fan performs 5 times better. Like, even if you took the decibels or the airflow, there's no way the Corsair fan, even aesthetically, however you would rate it aesthetically, I don't think you could ever say the Corsair fan is 5 times better than the Thermalright. But that's just what you get when you start going into more premium brands. You do get ecosystem. So the Corsair fans, they do work with their IQ software. You know, that's all its own thing with like the hub and the software. So that's harder to measure, you know, on a multiplicative scale. But for the most part, I typically tend to, especially for budget builds, and even when I recommend to friends and family, I let them know ahead of time, like, hey, if you want RGB fans in your build, I could get you these ones. They're $15 for 3. They're pretty simple. You can still control them with your motherboard. Or I can get you the Corsair ones if you're like a brand whore, or if you know specifically you're going to be using other Corsair stuff, and you don't mind spending a little bit more money, you know? But, yeah. Yo, Brian, what is up? Yo, everyone, Brian from Tech Yes City is here. Show him some love. What time is it? Wait, Brian, are you in Australia right now? Or... I've been seeing your content. I think I saw you were visiting your son, but 8 a.m. in the morning here. You're in Japan. Are you living in Japan right now, Brian? Like, did you move to Japan, or are you there temporarily to like visit your son and do stuff like that? I was trying to look for like a life update video on your channel, but I couldn't find one. I'm not sure if you've been sprinkling in your life updates. Okay, so you've been going in between both. Okay, cool. 8 a.m. in Japan. We should do a like collab live stream, either one that works well for your time or on my time sometime. Would be very fun to catch up on stream and just talk to the viewers about random stuff. Oh yeah, Brian, are you going to LTX, by the way? LTT's thing in July. LTX. I keep on forgetting the date. I should know this because I'm going. And come on, where's the date? Do they not? They don't even... Oh, July 29th. Use part... Yeah, for sure. Let me DM you so we could get that worked out. Yeah, I would love to hop in a stream and actually like get to chat with you on voice. Dude, okay, Brian. So, they would for sure invite you. I think, I don't know, whoever is in charge of the invites, they may not have just reached out to everybody, but they said if you are a creator and you're interested in going, for sure reach out to them. They have like this creator fund where they're able to help pay with either hotel or flights or something like that. I'm sure most of the LTT teams knows who you are. Maybe it's just the marketing people who was reaching out to channels they didn't know. But if you reach out to them, letting them know that you're interested, they'll cover, of course, the cost of the event. And I know some even smaller creators than you. They've got their like either flights or hotel covered. So yeah, definitely reach out. That'd be awesome to see you there. What does the X stand for in LTX? It stands for Expo. It's just like, it's weird because it's LTX Expo, but it's Linus Tech Expo, I guess. But yeah, a lot of I guess conventions use that kind of naming scheme. Because if you look at PAX, right? PAX stands for Penny Arcade Expo convention. Yeah, so PAX is, they just call it PAX now. I'm trying to look for where they spell it out, but it's the Penny Arcade Expo. Okay, so we got a super chat from DJ One Eye 28. Thank you for the $10 super chat, by the way. And ordered the 4070 last night. Excited. I sent the wrong link last stream and sent the correct link to my case that I use in the Discord DMs if you'd like to peek. Now, how much should I sell the 3060 for? So talking about the 3060, I'm just gonna... So I use eBay just because everyone's... What the heck? Because everybody's local area is gonna be slightly different. eBay is a nice, like, wide net coverage for the whole country and even globally to some degree, for the prices of things. Of course, in your local, if you're gonna sell on Facebook, OfferUp and stuff like that, you're gonna have to maybe drop the price down a little bit because you aren't gonna be paying fees and things like that, like you would with eBay. But okay, yeah. Without taking a look, Brian says 250 Instapop, 280 for slow but tidy cash is what he's thinking. So for a 360, oh yeah, or 3060, I guess there's the two different variants of it, but I'm gonna just assume it's gonna be the lower VRAM variant. So for a lower end 3060, they're going for new still, like 330. I'm thinking on eBay they're gonna be, I'm thinking 275 if I had to guess. So let's take a look at if you wanted to get a 3060 without waiting right now. I'm thinking 275, but if we go to buy it now, we got this parts only garbage as always. eBay. Oh, eBay. Okay. Used. So we gotta look for used working condition ones. So the cheapest one is 245, about 245, and then it quickly goes up to 260. So 12 gig, 8 gig. Okay, so it's looking like you can readily get them for close to 260. And that's buy it now. So if you bid, it's gonna be a little bit cheaper. And let's take a look at Jawa real quick. Jawa is still growing. So if I type in 3060, I know for a fact we're gonna get a lot of PC builds. So 3060 Ti, someone's trying to sell for 400 bucks. Someone's selling a 3060 system for 1,000, 285 here. Whoa, someone is selling a $700 3060 system. This is from the Crewster, who is actually a really well-known seller on Jawa. What do we got here? $50 shipping, 700 bucks. Oh wait, no, wait, it's got a 5700 XT. I know what they're doing here. They are selling a 5700 XT system, but they say but they are saying oh, DJ One Eye, you're saying 3060 Ti? Gotcha. Okay, let me go back to that in a second. But what I've been seeing here, and I think Zach has popularized this, but people who are selling 5700 XTs, in the description, we're gonna see right here. The 5700 XT is as powerful as the RTX 3060. I knew that was gonna be the mention. So, except it doesn't have the, ray tracing and DLSS and things like that. But okay, 3060 Ti's. Ooh, okay, let's see. 3060 Ti. Yes, the Crewster is also a very helpful person in our Discord. Yeah, let's see what 3060 Ti's are going for, because those are close to 3070, so it's gonna be like Buy it now, pre-owned. You can get that for a little bit more. So 270, 280. Yeah, I would say between these two, I would definitely pay the extra 10, 15, 20 bucks for the 3060 Ti. Definitely well worth it. Elden Lord Raiden says, "Where's the RTX 3060?" Okay, so that's a couple of things I wanted to look at, because within the last, let's see, if you do a Google search for RX 7600, within the last day or so, we got 5 hours, 1 hour, 1 day ago, we do have these articles popping up talking about RX 7600s. Remember a couple of weeks ago, we talked about there was that major leak from Igor's lab. So now we do have actual cards showing up in Asia. So ASRock listing shows 3 Radeon RX 7600s. I thought Igor's lab said that it was gonna be the 7600 XTs that was coming up first, but maybe they're gonna release both the 7600 and 7600 XTs at the same time. So this article, May 8th, where is it? So that's the online listing. They're talking about how they've actually seen, I think once you start seeing cards pop up, whether it be in the US or, you know, international, this is a heavy sign that these cards are the real deal and actually coming in. And oh my goodness, look at that. We got the 8 gigabytes of video memory. How are you guys feeling now that it's pretty much confirmed that we do have 8 gigabytes of memory? Do you think I'm running the poll? Do you think it is enough or not that good? So let's take a look at this article. According to the photograph information, undisclosed store in Asia has them in stock. But that does not mean it's on sale. That's a good point. This could be like in the back stocking rooms. They might not actually have it for sale to customers yet, but an employee or someone might have taken this picture and leaked it. Okay, let's take a look at the price. The tip, so whoever's tipping claims that the card is priced at around $249. So I'm gonna run a poll after. $249. I'm kind of shocked. $249? I was not expecting the price to regress based on the same tier of card in a new generation, given that the 6600 released at $330. If this is actually $249 when it hits the shelves in the States, it's kind of hard because, right, in Asia, like, or just anywhere outside of the United States, they're not as blessed as us in the States, having pretty much the lowest, like, price for PC hardware. So this $249 price that is being tipped, I don't know if is that like the assumed after the conversion based on the Asian price? Because even so, if this $249 gets converted to the Asian price, I'm surprised it's even that low, because pretty much every viewer from Asia that leaves a comment on my video, they always complain how lucky we are in the US to have the prices that we do have. So to see if it translates to that low, then I'll be surprised. What's Brian saying? Yeah, 8 gigabytes is fine for most games on PC if you're just going to raster performance. If ray tracing, you want more with higher settings mixed in. Yeah, so I mean, if we take this as it is, right? If we take this as the 7600 or even the 6600, it is in mid-range territory in my book, because it's definitely not like a 6400 or 6500 XT, but it is more on the entry level of mid-range. For $250, I don't know if I can personally complain about 8 gigabytes of VRAM. I mean, this is gonna be their second generation of ray tracing, and for a card that's this low on the totem pole anyways, I don't know how, like, I'm not gonna expect to really do much ray tracing on a $250 cards. Anyways, I mean, I'm mainly gonna be looking for raster performance, maybe get some boost with FSR, and I think 8 gigabytes isn't a big deal. Of course, it's always nice to get free things, right? It would, if they gave 12 gigs, I'm not complaining, but if they can keep it at 250, I'm not going to complain about 8 gigabytes at all. Now, we do have to wait and see the performance, see what the uplift is relative to the RX 6600, because if we look at the prices of those are still on Newegg, which is the pretty much like the best e-tailer for graphics cards. Those are still going, I think the lowest one was 200 bucks the last. So you can get open box ones, but let's not look at open box. You can get them for 200 bucks. We got the RX 6600 Eagle, same 8 gigabytes VRAM. This one is 200 bucks, no mail-in rebate, none of that stuff, no hoops to jump through, no code. So, oh, and you do get games. You get The Last of Us. This is kind of crazy. You get a $60. Now, people are gonna complain that Last of Us is unoptimized or, you know, trash PC port, but it's a $60 game. Some people are gonna enjoy it anyways on a $200 card. Effectively, if you were gonna buy the game anyways, it makes this kind of like a $140, $150 card. So, but yeah, what's gonna be telling is going from this $200 to the $250. That's a 25% price increase. So the biggest metric that we need to look at once we get our hands on these is, for that 25% increase in price, do you get a 25% increase in performance? Hopefully you get that at least, if not more. Coalition Gaming Chris says, these are killers for 1080p, where this price range of GPUs is more aimed at always. Yeah. The thing is, if this can perform to the level of a 6600 XT, it's gonna be closer to a 1440p card. I mean, the 6600, depending on the title, you can run at 1440p. You could definitely run it if you enable FSR, but some people see that as kind of like cheating. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if this could handle stuff at 1440p decently well. And at 250, I think it's hard to complain, but we shall see. So, looking at the poll from the votes that we have in, 8 gigabytes VRAM for the RX 7600. We have almost a 60-40 split. 60% of the people say, it's fine, and then 40% say it is not enough. So, interesting. Yes, DJ One Eyes 28, I did see the $2 super chat. You sent the right link to your case, so we will take a look at that, actually right now, real quick, before we start hopping into the discussion about the RTX 4060. So, this is the case that you actually got. You got the IQ 4000X. Okay, yeah, so you got the tempered glass front side, and then this is a card that you bought. So you bought the 4070 Ventus edition. Okay, this one I don't think is that long. Should be able to handle the, yeah. The 4070, even like these 3-fan models, let's look at what is the specifications here? You got a... What the heck? Where's the dimensions? Best Buy, come on! Best Buy really not showing dimensions out here? Okay. We gotta look at MSI's website. Ventus, 3-fan, what's the specs? I mean, this one is slightly bigger because it is 3 fans compared to most of the 2-fan ones that people were reviewing on the first day. But it's 308 millimeters. This case easily is gonna fit that. Where's the graphics card? Yeah, maximum GPU length. Yeah, you've got a good 50 plus millimeters, 5 centimeters of before it like starts hitting anything. So Brian brings up a good point actually. I'm hoping the RX 7600 is not a refresh. Looking at this price, it might be looking that way. Let's take a look at what we have here and pull up the side-by-side specs of the RX 6600 from Tech Power Up. Let's see. 32 compute units. Where is it at? So we're up 32 from 28 compute units. Let's see. 2048 FP32 cores. 2048, let's see. That's not the shading units, is it? Let's see, shading units. That actually, the FP32 cores might actually. Did they just decrease? No. So yeah, I was seeing it backwards. So yeah, we have more complete units, more shader cores. What is the boost clock? 2.6 gigahertz versus 2.5 ish. It's not looking like it's gonna be a refresh. Same 128-bit memory bus. Damien Hogue says, Danny just got here, but for the poll, I need some context. At what price? If it's a dime over 220, not enough. It's 250. Damien, it is 250. Yes, Hobbs. That's actually a good point. So, but again, we talked about this last stream. RX 6600 does not support AV1 encoding. I think from last week's poll, more people than not did not care about AV1 encoding. But it's gonna be, you know, basically any card that's at least mid-range from here on out should have AV1 encoding, which would be helpful for people like myself who are content creators, or people are looking into streaming, or if you're doing any like encoding, decoding, transcoding stuff on the side unrelated to YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that. So yeah, there's some value that is not necessarily tied to gaming performance that is in there that could very well make this $250 price worth it. So I mean, going back to whether or not it's a refresh, looking at some of these specs that are shown, it's looking like it shouldn't be a refresh. What's for, so 32 over 28 is gonna be a 14% increase on the compute units, and then for the clock speeds, we're going from 2.5 to 2.6. That's nothing. That's like, oh, that's almost negligible. You could overclock to make up that. So yeah, so we might be seeing, I don't know, anywhere from 15-ish. If I had to guess, just based on doing these like napkin math, maybe a fifth, and then you get the slight generational bump. So yeah, 15 to 20% is my guess. Damien Hogue says, Brian, big fan. Didn't know you were also a fan of Danny. That's cool. And Brian says, known Danny for like 7. Yeah. So I've known Brian pretty much ever since my first year of doing YouTube. Let's see. Let's see if I can find that video. Brian, you probably remember this. I hope you remember this as our first time actually meeting up in person. PAX 2016. PAX 2016 was when I first met Brian. And it was, I met him, and then I asked him in person if he could judge a budget build showdown that we were having with other tech content creators. Where are you at, Brian? I'm trying to scan for you. I know you're in here somewhere. Oh, there you are. Yeah. So here's... So, Brian was here, and then, man, so this was 2016. September 2016. That's where I first met Linus in person. And then there's Brian. He was doing some coverage of some stuff there. And then it's funny because so Ed from TechSource also walks by, and then I get a picture with both Ed and Brian. in this one. So yeah, that was pretty cool. That was super cool to meet up. Yeah, that was. It feels like forever ago, right? Because this was my first year on YouTube. I wasn't even a full year into it yet. But you know, I had the pleasure of meeting. At this point, I forgot how big Brian was. He must have been at over 100,000 subscribers, if not 200,000 at the time. So yeah, and then Ed was, I don't know, probably like 500,000 or something. So it was pretty cool to be able to meet them. Farming Brian and Ed content? No. This was just a quick saying hi and getting a picture with them. They were like, you know, way bigger than me in comparison. So that was pretty cool. Let's see. So another thing that I saw pop up, not the 7600. We can move on from the 7600. Yeah, so my guess, we can clip this. I'm thinking 15 to 20% improved performance, but you do get AV1, you do get second gen ray tracing, you do get I guess that's pretty much it. I don't think there's like FSR is backwards compatible, so it's not like it's not like DLSS 3, right, where you have to have only the 4000 series cards. The 7000 or FSR, you know, 2.1 or FSR 3 when that comes out, that's gonna be backwards compatible anyway. So I don't think that's like a factor when you're trying to see like if this card is worth the additional cost over a last gen card. So other articles that I saw popping up was RTX 4060 to have multiple SKUs, and they combined the TI with the non-TI. So according to Megasize GPU, who's been a very reliable source in the past, NVIDIA has settled on 4 new SKUs. I only saw 3. Why are they saying 4? So here, what they're listing, they're thinking, so it's gonna be, this is so, I mean, it's not like we haven't seen this before, right? But this is kind of, I think a lot of people are gonna complain about this 8GB card. We have to see what the price difference is, but, so we're thinking 8GB 4060, which, if we use the same argument, if this is in line with the 7600's performance, then you could argue that 8GB could be enough. Although, since NVIDIA is more ahead of the curve with ray tracing, maybe more people will want to do ray tracing, and the 8GB is going to become problematic. But then you got the 4060 Ti in 2 different SKUs, 8GB and 16GB. So what they're thinking is all these are going to be announced in May, but only the 4060 Ti 8GB actually releasing in May, which kind of makes sense. It will follow the pattern of start releasing stuff from the top of the tree and then work your way downwards, so that you don't kind of cannibalize on already released parts. Not what AMD is doing, because AMD kind of skipped out on the 7700 and 7800. But NVIDIA looks like they're sticking to that strategy of, you know, trickling down and not giving you anything that's cheaper, but, you know, ahead of time. Yes, there are other factors to a GPU besides VRAM. I've been one to say that I look at the entire performance of the card more than just the VRAM. It's just when you start hitting those titles that become crippled by it, it becomes more of a problem. But yeah, I mean, this one, depending on what the price is, this is probably gonna be fine. It's gonna be a 1080p, 1440p card. Definitely not gonna be anywhere near 4K capable, because we've seen that I don't even think the 4070 is truly 4K capable unless you turn on, like, you know, DLSS and things like that. So the issue, though, GD730, yes, so he's saying that's actually where I need help broken down to see what makes a GPU better than just VRAM. There's difference in, like, the cores, memory bus, core clock speeds, things like that. So even then, that doesn't even tell the full story, which is why you have to see what the actual performance is like relative to other cards from the benchmarks, because you get the generational jump as well, where that kind of throws core, like the generational jump between cards kind of throws core clock speed's relevance out the window, because IPC differences, which aren't really shown on paper. Brian saying VRAM is an interesting thing. Have to look into VRAM buffering settings in yeah, freaking, oh my god, preloading all the stuff in games these days. But Windows 10 versus Windows 11, which has a slight difference. Oh, I actually want to ask a question about this. So it is, first of all, benchmarking, and Brian can weigh in on this. Benchmarking in general takes so much time when you're testing so many titles, different resolutions, different graphics cards already, right? And then you have the operating system differences. I don't think it's realistic to do all those other things I just mentioned and test Windows 10 versus Windows 11. So when you guys watch benchmarks, what would you rather see benchmarks in terms of operating systems? Windows 10 or Windows 11? I've personally still been doing Windows 10 because I use Windows 10 in my own personal system. But I don't know. Is there like a official statistic or poll? The Steam hardware survey break it down by Windows version? Like, in my gut, I feel like more people are still on Windows 10, so it is more applicable to more people for me to test in Windows 10. But I know people are starting to make the jump. I just don't know what the split is. And it doesn't look like Steam hardware survey breaks it down. Oh, wait, it might. Let me see this. DX10, 11. Okay. Steam. Oh, sweet. They do break it down. So, yeah. It looks like on Steam hardware survey, again, you gotta take it kind of with a grain of salt. Some people have major complaints about Steam hardware survey being not representative, but it's the best that we have, right? Especially when with regards to gaming. So it is looking like Windows 10 64-bit is 63% as of April. It did decrease. This is okay, so this is pretty cool and interesting to see. Right, so if you look at Windows 11, it was 22%. So you see kind of almost an equal shift here. Windows 11 within from March to April, it's making some ground. It went up by almost 12%, and you see a direct correlation with Windows 10 going down about 12%. So people seem to be making the shift. Though this is a little odd. March had a weird spike. This is where Steam hardware survey starts losing some credibility. You have a very stable, like high 60%, high 60, mid 60%. You see this weird 10% jump in March, and then boom, like over 12% drop in April. What the heck is going on here, Steam hardware survey? Firestorm says, I miss Windows 10. JG Wright says, I'll be jumping back to Linux. Demon Mitt says Windows 11 has been out for almost 2 years. It's time to start switching. Johnny Stash says Windows ME is greater than 11. Yeah. I saw that, Brian. We talked about it in either last week or the week before stream. That 3060 spike was crazy. And look at this. It's back down. There's something weird going on in the month of March. Yeah, we pointed this out a couple of weeks ago. The 3060 went from like 7%, 8%, boom, 21% almost, and now it's back down to 9% in April. If we just take that outlier and trash the data, then everything would be kind of more in line. So something's going on here. Gabe or his team needs to look into this. This is where, like, if you're in the engineering or science field or something, you go in and you validate the data, because this whole March column looks off. Dimitri says you can have Windows 10 when you can pry it from my cold dead hands. That's pretty funny. JG, right? You do make a good point. All 3060s are, well, not all 3060s. Laptop 3060s are not grouped up in here, but the other 3060 is like the 2GB variants. So this is a good point. Fu Manchu said, looks like Crypto Mine accepted the Steam hardware survey. Well, if crypto miners accepted the Steam hardware survey, it would be the RX 5700s and 5700 XTs that would have made a big jump in performance, because those cards were very popular to the miners. DJ1i28 says, people are saying in here the card I bought doesn't have a VRAM heatsink. Am I in trouble now? Not necessarily. With the newer cards, they typically have more temperature probes all around. So that one, I think it might actually have a sensor for it. You could, I guess you're trying to ask, should you return it now and get a different version? I mean, is there a widely known reported issue with the Ventus versions of the 4070 not performing up to par because of this not having a dedicated VRAM heatsink or like thermal pads for the coverage there? Let me see if I can find anything real quick. Ventus 4070 VRAM heatsink. Tech Power Up has a review. What the heck? So VRM circuitry, okay, VRAM active, what is this one? Here's the MSI Ventus. This is from the PC Enthusiast. VRAM update. Aside from feel plasticky, I don't know the thing with the Ventus, there's no thermal pads for the VRM section, meaning the VRM is not actually being cooled and doesn't make contact with the heatsink. Only the GPU and the VRAM. Oh wait, did you say VRM or VRAM earlier? Oh, you're saying VRM. For some reason I read as VRAM. Okay, yeah, so that is very strange. Some of the MOSFETs, 5 to be exact, have thermal pads and do not make contact. So that actually does sound like that would be a problem. Nonetheless, these chips are designed to handle over 100 degrees. They didn't encounter any issues despite having no thermal pads. If you're uncomfortable with it, go with a different version, essentially. I mean, if you get... Okay, so after reading this, I would say if you could find a different card that does actually have thermal pads, you know, that's making contact with both the VRMs and the heatsink metal for the same price or not that much more, I would go for it. It's not that I think the MSI card will die on you prematurely or like throttle or anything like that, but it's a peace of mind thing. This actually seems, this is like a very interesting topic that it'd be hard for any reviewer to actually test the card till failure, because things like that, you just don't do that within a matter of days or weeks or even months. Like a card like this could go years before having actually any major issues. That's kind of weird on MSI to do that. This could be a number of things, right? It could be MSI knows exactly what they're doing. You know, they have like engineers, scientists, you know, thermal engineers and stuff like that on this, and their design proves to be fine. Or we have been seeing more recently companies making major oopsies and killing people's components, whether it be connectors not being connected all the way, burning cables, or if it's, you know, the safety precautions not being put into like motherboard BIOS, and that being overlooked, and CPUs bulging and burning. So if you are feeling uncomfortable with it, I mean, because this card does have like probably like a 3-year warranty. That's pretty typical. If you're uncomfortable with it, you can return it and get one that actually has thermal pads that cover the VRMs. But yeah, it's kind of hard. It's hard to say. It is, yeah, it is very power efficient. Honestly, if you decide to keep it, I personally think you would be fine. If I had to gamble on it, I would say that you would be fine, and if not, you would, they'll cover your warranty. Brian definitely does love statistics and economics as well, as I've seen in a lot of his videos. But he says, for someone that loves statistics, those numbers are being manipulated somehow. I just don't know how. I mean, maybe, Brian, you should definitely tweet out, because your Twitter account looks way more legit than mine. Tweet out to Steam or Steam Hardware Survey, and we'll get all the troops to rally to like and retweet it, and leave comments down below and have them try to answer what is going on with these weird numbers on the Steam Hardware Survey. But yeah, he's saying if it was due to crypto, the 3060 Ti and 3070 spikes should be higher than the 3060 itself. Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay, wow. So I'm gonna end the poll now. More people would rather see Windows 11 benchmarks. Oh, okay. So I gotta talk about this one thing too. So I try to keep like one benchmarking drive that I can move between systems, just because, as you know, games are getting huge. It's getting annoying to have to download and patch and like do the hardware optimization for games every single time I need a benchmark. Windows 10 affords us the possibility to go back and benchmark older hardware, which is something that I like to do. Like, I recently did the 8350. I recently did the what's it called, the 1GB HD 7850, and I'm gonna do more, you know, Sandy Bridge, Optiplexes, things like that. Windows 11 is not compatible with a lot of the older hardware, so to move a benchmarking hard drive over to Windows 11 and update it, it means that that drive can't be used for older hardware, which for, you know, most people that's not a big problem, but for people who do benchmark different types of hardware, it works up the workflow a little bit more. So that's the only unfortunate thing. If I do upgrade to Windows 11, it's gonna be more like a pain in the butt. But then I can just manage 2 drives, I guess. And Jason Wimmer says, okay, just tell us which AMD card we should buy instead. I mean, what AMD card is the best value right now? I think the 6700s and 6800s, they have gone down quite a bit in price. But, you know, if you want ray tracing, stick with the RTX cards. Switch to Linux? Dude, I have not messed around in Linux. I probably should. I just don't have time. Everyone, I need to go to try Linux out, because there's always those people who are screaming at the top of their lungs, like, right, that like Windows sucks and all that stuff. But are they just completely ignoring the incompatibility issues that are out there, or is there some truth to what they're saying? A Stunt94U says, have you seen the TED Talk of the guy that left Intel? No, is this recently? And if not, what was that about? Let's see if I can find, actually. So, guy that left Intel, TED Talk. I wonder if that's going to pop up. How cyber attacks threaten real world. Gary V. Okay, what the heck? I don't think this is it. Intel. TED Talk. That's Intel employee? What? Okay, I don't know if any of these are it. There's a lot of tech topics here. Wait, whoa. I have not heard of this. Firestorm says, nerd on a budget. Have you heard of included PC fans killing a motherboard? As I think that's what killed my boy's motherboard. What kind of connectors did he have? I'm guessing they're going to be either 3-pin or 4-pin PWM. Because if it was Molex, you would blame it on killing the power supply, right? Because it doesn't even touch the motherboard at all. But included case fans, so 3-pin or 4-pin, killing a motherboard. I've never heard of that happening. Can you describe kind of like the symptoms of how you came up? So here's the test, which you probably can't test this, but you need to test those same fans on another known working motherboard. So the first questions I have with this situation here is, did you test the motherboard and CPU and all that stuff outside of the case beforehand to ensure that it even worked in the first place? And if it did, and was it only plugging in the fans, not plugging in any other like RAM, hard drive, like between the two scenarios, was the fans the only difference and then it killed it? Cause yeah, I've never heard of that happening before. Which also, yes, good question, Shane. Which case was it that killed it? Maybe we can look this up and see if we can find anything. Hobbs says, you have to actually enjoy the process of getting Linux up and running in order for it to be worth it. And this is coming from someone who uses Linux professionally. Dimitri says, no Linux. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to... Where's my nerd card? All right. I'll turn it in. You can have my nerd card, then I'll get it back after I play with Linux, right? Too many chain... Oh, this is a good point. So, was it the actual... Were these RGB fans by chance, Firestorm? RGB was hooked up to the reset switch. Wait, what? No, just 3. What's going on here? So, Firestorm is saying just the fans. Wait, but I saw you say RGB was hooked up to the reset switch. Okay. So, typically when RGB is being controlled by the reset switch, it has kind of like an internal hub on the case. In case you don't... Yeah, what case? Can you tell me what case it is? I'm trying to see how this could happen. I know if you plug in the wrong RGB connector, like if you plug in a 12-volt connector to a 3-pin header, that could kill a motherboard because those aren't interchangeable. The 5-volt 3-pin RGB header is not compatible with a 3-pin like or 4-pin 12-volt connector. That could fry your motherboard. AM4 A70 1 minute. Yeah, get the case so we can look this up because this is very interesting. Using a Molex to 3-pin daisy chain. Molex to 3-pin. I wouldn't say that's that sketchy. Typically, Molex can actually... Let's look at what the Molex power delivery is. Because it's actually pretty high. Molex connector power delivery. Rating. Like fans are like nothing. Molex, let's see. How much power can a Molex deliver? ATX Molex connector rated for 54 watts. That's why when you typically see those SATA Molex to SATA, it's usually like 2-to-1. But yeah, your fans are nowhere near this. So, if you use the Molex to 3 or 4-pin fan connector, I don't think that would be an issue at all. People like Molex has a sketchy reputation because of when people use the adapters for graphics cards. Even though if you are safe about it and you aren't using a super powerful card that would be overdrawing from it, you should be fine. It's kind of like a meme almost, right? Like using Molex in this day and age, it's like a meme. Yeah, you're right, JG. Right, that is something that I have experienced. Molex, those fat pins inside the oh Kuya, thank you for, where's my window? Thank you for the membership renewal. Oh, we got Barry Jones too. Why is my thing not updating? Yeah, the Molex pins, when they like get pushed in or don't fall out, because you ever look inside like a Molex connector and you notice the pins sometimes are just like not straight, they're just like crooked and like cockeyed almost. Yeah, that is one of the downsides of Molex connectors. Brian says Molex is so dodgy if you aren't paying attention. Yeah, when you connect it, you need to make sure, because you can usually feel when it's fully seated. And then a lot of the Molex connectors, they're like white or clear, the ones that I've seen anyway. So you could kind of see if the pin is dislodged or something like that, like the silhouette of it almost. Johnny Stash says Molex is greater than Windows 11. Look in my Amazon orders. I'll tell you the case in a minute. Okay, yeah, for sure. While you're doing that, so this is something that so Coalition Gaming Chris is asking. I don't know if you talked about it already, but thoughts on Bitwit leaving YouTube for the foreseeable future. So within the this was just like last week, right? Let me see when Kyle posted that video. But what? Shoot, who cares about my thoughts? What are your guys' thoughts? Nah, I'll talk about it a little bit. So Bitwit. So Kyle, oh, that was 10 days ago. He's leaving Bitwit, but not the internet. If you haven't watched this video, go check it out. So Kyle has decided to, remember he made that channel Workhorse? He made like a split side channel to do non-PC related things, on more like personal vlogs and working on his car, things like that, travel stuff. But he never showed full commitment to it ever since he created it. And it's because he was still making Bitwit stuff for the most part. It is so hard to manage multiple channels, even as a full-time content creator. I don't know how big Kyle's team is, but he's saying that in this recent video, he's basically saying that he's kind of like, I'm not sure if lost interest or fell out of love, but he's not interested in continuing to make tech content on YouTube. And he was only doing it for the last few months because of he had to pay like lawyer fees and stuff like that due to the stuff he's going through with his ex-wife. So yeah, that's why I guess that's why he's been doing like, you know, all those sponsor spots, like the CD keys and stuff like that, as well as content where the viewers, even if you look through the comments, viewers were saying it felt like he wasn't making content he wanted to make, but like he had to. And he explained it was because he had to put the sponsor spots on them, you know, because he needed the money. So it's crazy to see him leaving, because I think he started his channel. We can't sort by oldest video because YouTube is freaking dumb. But I think Kyle's oldest video, we would have to go back a long time, right? But Kyle's oldest video was what, like, he started in 2014, 2012, around then. So it's kind of crazy to see one of the biggest long-running tech content creators directly in the space that I'm in, and you guys have all probably been watching Kyle for, like, you know, back when he was Awesome Sauce Network. Yeah, let's keep going back here, 7 years, 8 years ago. I mean, because Kyle used to work at Newegg, and then he kind of separated from them and started his own YouTube channel. Or maybe, I don't remember if he was making YouTube videos while he was at Newegg. But yeah, look, 10 years ago. I mean, Kyle is one of the OG content creators. So it's looking like 10 years ago. So about, what, 2013-ish time frame? I think it's unfortunate that we're losing someone that, you know, that did, I think he's made a big impact in the PC tech space. And Kyle did have like a more unique style of presenting. Like, I think he was a unique personality compared to all the other creators out there. Everyone has their own unique personality, but Kyle was like more on like the comedy side of things even. So in more recently, I personally haven't been watching his content as much, but I mean, regardless, I definitely watched a lot of his stuff, you know, back when, especially when I was first starting my YouTube channel. He was one of the bigger channels that, you know, all of us looked up to, so. Yeah, Mr. 7-Digit, he was under a lot of stress after in real life issues. It's not surprising to me. Hobbs says, I think saying leaving tech would be also not be accurate. I bet he'll feature some PC stuff in the vlogs. Yeah, we'll have to see. I think leaving like the reviewing side of things and like the dedicated PC coverage would be more accurate, I guess. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, PCs has been like a pivotal part of his life. I'm sure you'll still be seeing some PC and tech related stuff in his vloggy style videos. It just might not be in the style that you would, you know, quote unquote, think of like a content creator traditionally as. So, yeah. The one lad says, even an easy divorce is difficult. Yeah, dude. I can't even, like, praying, right? Like, the thing is, people can change, like, in any, like, point in their life. The whole, you have to stay with somebody the rest of your life, I personally don't agree with. First of all, I'm not a religious person. If you are, you know, it's, you know, you do you. But I know when people get married, they say for better or for worse. But I think there is, like, a point where people might change to be a completely different person that you don't even recognize, that you don't even fall in, or that you're not even in love with anymore. I think there are, like, good cases to get divorced. And again, I love my relationship right now. I love my wife. She loves me, I think. I hope. But I can't foresee ever getting into a divorce. But if I did, like, you know, we have a house together. We're planning on having kids. All that just seems so messy. And there's probably people who have experienced it here in this chat that knows the big pain in the ass it is. So yeah, I totally, you know, I feel for Kyle, and I hope he, you know, bounces back on his new channel and, you know, gets back into the groove of things and, you know, starts enjoying it more and live, you know, more like a stress-free life, because it seems like this did take a toll on him in the last few years. Jason Wimmer says, I'll replace him. Gonna do my Mexican version of Lyle. Yeah, so I've talked about this before. I never really liked the Lyle thing. The cheap Asian accent, it's funny like the first time or two, but then afterwards, to me, it gets old. I just think, like, it's not, especially like Asian comedians where that's their only shtick. I don't enjoy that at all. It's not because I think it's being racist or not funny. I just think it's not funny. Like, you gotta have a good base joke and, like, good storytelling to be a comedian, not just have a funny, you know, accent. But Johnny Sass says, yeah, Bitmate is one of my favorite channels next to Tech Yes and Nerd. Heck yeah. Demon Mitt says, yeah, the content fell off years ago. He's had so much personal stuff going on. Seems like he lost passion to do tech. Yeah, I mean, I if you read the comments, and there was like a Reddit. Oh my god, the Reddit post was so bad about when Kyle made this video. People literally dug into the, because with the divorce, this is all like public info. You can look at court records. People found the court case for his divorce, and, like, they were just talking about it on the Reddit post and going into way more detail with it. And I was like, geez. Hopefully he gets past all this and can move on. Yeah. Did he do the last yearly charity live stream with Paul? I forget when that occurs, but I would imagine he would come back for the charity live streams. I'm sure, you know, him and Paul are like, they're like besties, so I could see that happening. Reddit was wait, what shots were they taking at LTT? Is Kyle Indonesian? Wait, is this confirmed? I have always wondered what Kyle's ethnicity is. I thought he was Thai. When I saw his grandpa in the video, I thought he looked Thai, but I don't think Kao ever disclosed what he was. I mean, he looks mixed for sure. But I wasn't ever sure if he ever went out and like stated what he was. I don't think he's Korean though, I'm pretty sure. Wait, supposed drama with some LTT members and Kao's ex? I did not read anything about that, but that just sounds like rumor mill, which definitely, yeah, Reddit is pretty bad about that. He's half Thai. I went with Chris to talk to him at CES, and Chris's first question was, what kind of Asian are you? Christopher Yee. Yeah, okay, so he's half Thai. I thought I don't think he himself looks Thai, but when he showed his grandpa in videos before, and he definitely looked Thai. So okay, yeah, that makes sense. Half Thai, and I would guess half some kind of like maybe Mexican, some kind of Latino, but yeah. I've never seen Kao wear a tie. Okay. Did Firestorm ever get back to us about the case? Firestorm. The case is... Oh, jeez. Okay, we found the case. Oh, boy. Alright, how are we doing on time? We are... So, I have a hard cutoff at 6 p.m. because I gotta go raid some Wrath of the Lich King. Brian, I know you were a huge WoW Wrath of the Lich King fan. I remember seeing it was in your Skype profile. Or maybe it was something else that you had, like, the server you were playing on. But I'm playing Wrath of the Lich King Classic right now. We're raiding Old War still. We're waiting for Trials of the Grand Crusader, but... I forgot if you hopped into Classic at all, Brian. But alright, let's look at this PC case. Ionz KZ10W. This sounds not... This sounds like... Okay. So, there's a video on it. Where can I buy this? Amazon PC Part Picker. Let's see where they have it on PC Part Picker. Amazon UK. Yeah, this did not seem like a case that is readily available in the US. Just the brand and model. So it's... Is this like a... kind of like a off-brand... You know, just... There's a million brands of PC cases out there. This doesn't seem like one of the recognizable, like, big... known reputable brands out there in the US anyways. I can't say that about because I don't know all the different markets. Ionz might be a huge brand in like Asia or Europe or something, but it's definitely not one in the US. I'm trying to just see, so seeing it in the Amazon UK listing makes sense. Seeing it on PC Part Picker on UK PC Part Picker makes sense. I'm trying to look for like a dedicated website for it, and I'm not finding it, which is kind of speaking to what kind of a case this is, right? Like usually if it's from like a bigger well-known company, it has its own dedicated product page. I don't even explore what is this website that's showing this. All right, mid tower. I'm trying to see what the fans are. We might have to actually watch a review video on this because it doesn't look like Mike's unboxing. Okay, Mike's unboxing. I've seen Mike before. I had the volume muted, by the way, because Discord sounds coming through Google Chrome is annoying as heck. But let's see if from Mike's video, what are we looking at? Breakaway. Okay, so this is definitely a more budget case. You can see from my video today, you know what my opinions are on PC cases that have 4 thumb screws through the tempered glass, breakaway PCIe brackets. So this is definitely a lower cost budget case. Okay. Wow, that there's like no depth to the back here. So you cable manage, I guess you have a channel right here on the left side, but this side does not look deep at all. So cable management looks like you have to run up through this channel, which is similar to the G300A that I reviewed, that released earlier today. But okay, let's take a look at the fans. I'm trying to find the fan information here. So you said the reset button controls the RGB, and there's probably some kind of like, you know, low-end RGB controller built into that board there to do that. So come on, pop. So here's the fans. Though this might be the non-RGB version, maybe. Ionz is a knockoff like Sama in the US. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely getting those vibes here. Doesn't look like this actually might not be applicable because it's not the RGB version. All right, I don't know if this is gonna say no fans included. What? So just I guess getting back to the question though, could this case, since fans have killed your friends, your buddy's motherboard? Well, from all the versions I'm finding, I'm not seeing it come with RGB fans, it looks like. Or, oh, are these RGB Halo fans? They are Halo fans. Okay, that's why the fan blades were full white. Does this person show the connectors at all? Man, it doesn't look like they do. Oh, hey. So if we look at this right here, I'm not sure if you can see this. Let me see if I can do this. Can I just paste this into... Nope, I gotta put it into Discord first. And then from Discord, I can go into a new browser, and then we can zoom in. Okay, so... I mean, the fans are Molex, right? The Molex Centipede. Asian dude. Yep, this does look like fixed Molex RGB. Which is not surprising of cases like this. Yeah, so you can see this person's moving. It is just a these budget cases, man. We just saw Thermalright selling $15 for 3 real adjustable RGB fans. That means for Thermalright to make a profit on that, manufacturing costs must be even lower than that. Even for budget cases, you should be able to fit like some legit fans in there. Raise the price if you have to. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants this fixed color, like non-moving rainbow mess. But yeah. So it's looking like this has some sketchy Molex to it. Where did it go? Yeah, some sketchy Molex going on. Let's see. What else is Firestorm saying? 40 pounds. Brian said, never heard of it. It's a knockoff. Some dudes found the factory for another company's case. Yeah. And then exposing the gap happens all the time in China. Yeah. Just slapping a different name on it and different branding. Sounds like the guy that was naming monitors has moved to cases. It's a cheap budget brand in the UK. Okay, got it. Oh, Brian asking about what was the Nexus in the Sky again? Oh yeah, Naxxramas. That was like the first raid in Wrath of the Lich King. That was so long. You quit in 2009. Oh, okay. Wow, that's like when it originally came out. Got it. Okay. Okay, so with this case, I'm trying to see if Firestorm gave you more details. Change the motherboard to 550. It will not boot with the fans disconnected. The fans booted with new motherboard. Huh. So what happened was... Okay, you change the motherboard, it will not... And then it won't boot with the fans disconnected. But then you put a new motherboard in there, and then the fans worked. If that's the case, then I don't know if we could say that the fans killed the motherboard. I think that's a problem with... It could be... Depending on what the actual issue is. Is it just black screen? Is it loading in and crashing? Is it just zero... you know... Like zero... like anything showing... booting up? Yeah. The fans are not Molex in my boy's case. Oh, so okay. So your friend might have gotten an updated version that's not Molex. Yeah. So I mean, it's hard to say. It sounds like you put in a new motherboard with the same case, right? And it worked with the fans. I think that pretty much rules it out, unless for somehow if you had a partially connected fan that shorted something or connected it improperly. Sometimes when you plug fans in, it's easy to like have the pins shift over one or two because it's like a tight space and it's dark. There's a number of reasons why the motherboard could have died. I don't know if it's conclusive that the case did it though. So oh man. Okay, so Brian's asking, I'm curious about you and WoW. Yes, I had the WoW addiction. When WoW Classic came out, that was what, 2019? When they brought back original vanilla WoW, I was putting in, on top of working a full-time job, I think I was putting in 20 to 30 hours a week because WoW Classic has always been like, it's been close to my heart. That was my first like MMORPG. It got me, I attribute WoW Classic to getting me into playing PC games. Like, I only love computers and care about computers and upgrading computers because of my system back when I first played the original WoW, and I slowly upgraded it from there. So yeah, I think I would not be here necessarily if I did not play WoW as much as I did. I probably would still like computers and stuff like that, but I think WoW launched me into like a whole different trajectory with regards to being a complete like goblin mode, you know, basement dweller, computer nerd in my couple of years of high school that I did play WoW. So yeah, no gonna look like Asmon in 10 years. I looked like a complete scrub back in the day when I played WoW. This was like back in 2004, 2005, as a high schooler. That's all me and my friends did. So nowadays, I'm not as addicted to WoW. I played a ton of Classic, did that thing. Now I just do my couple raids a week in Wrath of the Lich King Classic. But yeah, I actually have a raid coming up in about an hour, which is why we have to end stream at 6 p.m. So you're Gnome Frost Mage. Yeah, I've always loved the Dwarf Hunter. It's so like iconic WoW lore. So that's that's what I played. And then I played Warrior too. And now I'm a Paladin in Wrath. Kale130 says, irony is I quit WoW before I got a PC that could probably handle it. Yeah, so the cool thing about like, when people get their first PCs, I'm so excited for them because that going from like your family's office computer or from like your family's bought Costco pre-built or whatever, even though pre-builts are getting pretty good now, but going from like a computer that has like crappy Intel graphics or something into even like a budget 500-600 used PC build, it is such a world of difference in performance that when I first did that, it was just like my mind was blown. Like, graphics can be run this high, I could get this smooth a frame rate. For some context, I went from a computer that my family built computer, not family built, family bought computer from Costco. It was a compact Presario pre-built, had like the very entry level like GeForce 4 graphics card in it at the time. This was back in like 2002, 2003 time frame, and I was playing WoW at like 20 to 30 FPS at the lowest settings. And I did that all throughout high school until I went to college. I got my first laptop, which I got a gaming laptop. I couldn't get a desktop at the time because being a student, it just doesn't make sense in the dorm room. You gotta take your laptop to class and stuff. So I got a laptop and it had a 9600 GT in it, a GeForce 9600 GT. And that was like, I swear, like a 3, 4, 5 times performance increase. So yeah, just when I hear people talk about getting a computer that can finally run good games, I'm so happy for them because it is like game changer. Yeah, I agree with you, Brian. Yeah, WoW definitely it was like a whole cultural phenomenon. Not everyone is into MMORPGs, but everybody knew what WoW and World of Warcraft was. You can't say that about a lot of other games and franchises, except for maybe like Pokemon or something like that. But yeah, there was a point in time where like you had Super Bowl ads with like Mr. T and William Shatner and just all these other celebrities promoting WoW. There's a South Park episode on it. It's huge in China, so yeah, WoW was just, and I guess still, it's fallen off for sure. It's not as big of a cultural phenomenon as it used to be. Johnny Stash says, "Don't end the stream. Stream the raid." No, I can't do that because I gotta get on Discord and do voice and stuff like that. And I can't be distracted. I'm the one of the tanks for our raid. I don't think I'll be main tanking tonight, but I'm one of the tanks. So Dimitri was an EverQuest guy. Yeah. Yo, Brian says, "I can only imagine 4K WoW on OLED now." Man, you wouldn't see an upload ever on Techia City. Not gonna do it. Yeah, I mean, it is a very addicting game. That's the thing about MMORPGs, right? You can easily sink a whole day's worth into it to work on anything, professions, collecting, crafting, fishing, leveling up alts. There's just way too much to do. So yeah. Bakata says, "Danny, when are you installing the art card?" So I'm gonna be doing a case change, not because I don't like my Hyte case, but Corsair has, actually I can't say anything. But I'm gonna be doing a case change. I can't say anything right now, but I will be doing a case change, and when I do that case change, I'm gonna be changing my graphics card out to the ARX A770. So there'll be a video on that in a few weeks here. JG Rice says, "Don't mind us, just ignore us while you play." No, I can't, because also the guildies, sometimes they make some jokes that might not be appropriate for YouTube and streams and stuff like that, and there, you know, I would have to get everyone's permission for them to be like, "Hey, you guys are being live broadcasted to an audience." It's just, I would like to keep that part of what I do like more private. I played Guild Wars before playing WoW, and I played both for years. I never played Guild Wars 1, but man, Guild Wars 2, I put a lot of hours into that too. Guild Wars 2 came out in what, 2012? It's pretty old by this point. They haven't received major like mechanic or graphics updates. If they made a Guild Wars 3, I'm pretty sure I would play that. I think Guild Wars 2 was such a good game. And it's free, no subscription. Come on now. Craig Lilly says, "Is that a tankless job?" What is a tankless job? Hey, Brian says, "Yeah, OG Blizzard was the reason I became a PC gaming enthusiast." Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's the case for a lot of people. Anyone who grew up in the era where World of Warcraft came out and that was their first major computer game, I'm pretty sure that was like the gateway drug or the gateway game into them gaming on computers. It was just so huge. Yeah, Jason, so Jason, he's in the guild with me and in our raid too, and he's, yeah, you don't want to hear our raid Discord, JG, right? Yeah, for sure. Leroy ruined my priest gear runs. The thing is though, devout set was never even a good thing in WoW. In WoW, the itemization, the classic WoW itemization was so bad that like you never wanted to really wear your set from your class. I'm trying to think of any class where people actually wore the set as opposed to wearing individual pieces. So yeah, your priest gear run, trying to get, I think it was the devout shoulders from that room of dragons and dragon eggs. You don't want that anyways, don't worry. Kevin Ngo, oh, Diablo 4. So Kevin Ngo took Wednesday through Friday off for when Diablo 4 comes out. It comes out on a Wednesday? Or are you talking about the next beta? They're having a second round of betas. Oh wait, no. I think that's... Dude, talk about Paladin gear? Hold up. Here's the thing. I wish more of my viewers liked WoW. Because WoW, I mean, is my wheelhouse. If you look up there, there's my collector's edition and Blizzard art and stuff like that. And the server. But you talk about Paladin armor? Yeah, this is peak Paladin armor right here. Come on. Tier 2 Judgment set. Oh my gosh. This was like... Blizzard never made a better looking Paladin set than this one from Classic WoW. Man. Yeah. The general rule of thumb, if a mythical like fantasy style game doesn't have Pally class, it isn't worth playing. So right now Diablo 4 does not have a Paladin like class yet. They better put one in, like Crusader or something, cuz I don't know, 5 classes on release on Diablo 4, that's seeming kind of light. Oh, Diablo 4 comes out on a Tuesday. Yeah, games come out on Tuesdays, right? Movies comes out on Fridays, games come out on Tuesdays. I forgot about that. Oh, yeah, Diablo 4 won't have a Crusader slash Paladin until next expansion. That's similar to what they did with Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. That's when the Crusader class came out. Man, that sucks. Okay. So Jason, when I grew up, because the first time I saw the word Paladin was in Warcraft 2, back when I was like, what, 8 or 9 years old, I also pronounced it Paladin. Yeah, so I am one of these cringe lords or idiots who called it Paladin. Oh wait, manager at Land Center, I used to frequent call them Paladin, and now I do it. Yeah, I used to call it Paladin until I think when I started playing WoW was when I heard it called correctly Paladins. I have an original Art of Warcraft coffee table book that I use as a mouse pad. Oh, you said Art of Warcraft. Let's see if I have it. I think we're just chilling now. We're vibing. We're just talking about WoW and stuff now. But I gotta show you my 15-year anniversary server blade that I bought for it was like a charity. I wish I would have gotten one of the original ones when they first did it. Those went for like a couple $100 and now they're worth like $3,000-$4,000. This one I got for, I think it was like a couple hundred. But yeah, one of my prized possessions. But regarding the Art of Warcraft book, is it this book? Is this the book that you have? Dude, Blizzard art is like, it's crazy. Like, I could just look through these for days. I have both this one and the Art of Blizzard book. And then there's this version, which is not just Warcraft, but it's got like Diablo and this is a hardbound book. I like this one. This is the one with also StarCraft and Diablo in it. But man, it's just like fully illustrated, like crazy art. Like, man, I think Blizzard artists are some of the best in the industry. Yeah. So I could talk about this stuff for days, man. I know I don't show it that much on the channel. It's because people don't care about Blizzard and WoW these days anymore. Which might be rightly so. They did kind of mess up recently, in recent years, with all the sexual harassment stuff. What sucks though is that, like, Blizzard employs, you know, thousands of employees, and a couple of people, or a handful, I don't know how many were actually a part of the allegations, but their reputation is now tainted by people higher up when there are a bunch of passionate developers and artists and game designers that just want to make good games, and now they have like this bad reputation because of all that stuff. So JD Wright says what sucks is, yeah, I mean, what sucks is how long that was going on, and I'm not trying to excuse Blizzard by any means, but I think in the whole like tech sphere or like the you know, like the tech bro scene and game developers, especially probably like in the 90s and early 2000s, that was probably rampant across all the industry, not just Blizzard. It's just Blizzard got caught. I mean, Riot got caught for some of that stuff too, right? And there's a bunch of other companies that similar stuff has come out or happened. It's just Blizzard being as prolific and as big as it is, you know, they stay in the news cycle longer. Brian says, should do more WoW content. Maybe I should put WoW benchmarks into the benchmarking videos. But yeah, I am definitely very, very passionate about WoW. Like I got the art all around, and it's just a game that, again, like I said, it shaped my love for computers. So it holds a very special place in my heart. Jason says, Danny, oh, Brian, you got to see this if you're still there. So I was gonna say, Jason, I don't own any katanas. Is this worse than owning a katana? Owning Frostmourne? What's more cringy? A nerd that owns Frostmourne or one that owns several katanas? Yo, if someone breaks into my basement, this is the first thing I'm grabbing, and I'm just gonna run tip first. This thing is pretty sharp, and it's very hefty, so you get a lot of momentum if you're running with this thing. Yeah, it's pretty sharp at the tip, anyways, or it's very pointy at the tip. The blade edge itself isn't that sharp, but I'm pretty sure I could sharpen it if I wanted to slice. What would be my battle cry? I don't know, actually. If someone was literally breaking in, assuming they don't have a gun, right? Actually, could this deflect a bullet? Probably not. I would die if I tried to defend myself from, like, people breaking in and they actually had guns. But, what would be my battle cry? Buy an AMD. Yeah, give them the full experience. But yep. This was actually, for those of you who don't keep up with the LAN party stories videos, this was a gift from all of my like LAN friends. They surprised me with this at one of the previous LAN parties. They totally snuck it in. They teamed up with my wife. They like got me to go to Costco, and then they snuck this in and everything. So this is very meaningful to me. Not just because it's a Frostmourne sword from World of Warcraft, but because it was a gift from some of my best friends. So yeah. I can impale only one, unless they're standing in a line, and then you just impale, like, you know, 2 people at a time. Hobbs says Danny is going to give them the tip. Yeah, so in terms of like a PC like WoW theme, well, the thing is WoW can run on a potato. It's not hard to run. When Diablo 4 comes out, there's probably an opportunity to make content about PCs specifically running Diablo 4, and then that would do good in the algorithm and the search because people are going to be interested. And I think it would be fun to test Diablo 4 on like a very low end system, because right now the optimization seems pretty bad, or at least last we played, it looks like there was like a memory leak or something, using like 30 something gigs of RAM. So yeah. would get that in a He-Man sword. Yeah, you spelled He-Man right. What does the He-Man sword look like? I forget. The He-Man sword. I thought I remembered the He-Man sword looking more epic than this. It's called the He-Man Power Sword, apparently. I thought it had more at the hilt. Oh, no, I guess not. Yeah. I think nostalgia made me remember this differently. Dual wield. Jason Whitmer played the Diablo 4 beta on a 1070 and it did pretty well, surprisingly. Yeah, so I think in general, it is in the best interest of companies to make games that can be run on a variety of hardware, especially low-end hardware. And that's something that League of Legends, Valorant, World of Warcraft, like, that's what they've done. They've made their game the most accessible to everybody and did not put it behind like this gate of you need this X number of dollars PC to play. You used to be able to run WoW, and you might still be able to run it on like modern day integrated graphics very well. And like, you know, with CSGO, Valorant, League of Legends, all those, even on like integrated graphics, you can easily run hundreds of FPS. So yeah, Diablo can follow suit. That would be pretty awesome. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does suck that companies move beyond that thinking. I don't know. Like, I'm not a game developer. I don't know how easy it is to make it so that a game could look as good as, you know, the Last of Us or any of the newer titles, while still being able to have sliders that move it all the way down to be able to run on low-end systems. There's got to be some limitations, probably, just based on how it's designed. So. We need a new Crysis gatekeeping title. What? Didn't they release Crysis not too long ago? Let me see. Crysis 3 remaster. What was the newest Crysis remaster? What year? Which version was it? And was that like super hard to run? Crysis remastered on Steam 2021, so that was only a couple years ago. Very positive. So no complaints about being a bad remaster, it looks like. I never played this though, or I never got the remaster. Is this as crazy or as intense as, you know, for today, this time and age, as it was back when it? When was the original Crysis? Like 2009. Original Crysis was 2007. Wow, that was, I should remember that. That was first year in college. I should remember it also because I was. Back in college and high school, I was very bad when it came to being a pirate. I definitely pirated this original Crysis game, and it definitely ran subpar on my mid-range laptop graphics card at the time. A game that is only meant to be good graphics. Is the Crysis storyline that bad? From what I've seen, so I like downloaded it and I dicked around. I never actually played through the entire story because, again, I've mentioned this plenty of times. I'm not a single player game type of person typically, especially during the, you know, soon after I got off of the crack that is World of Warcraft. After playing MMOs, like persistent world type games, it's hard to go back to single player games, you know, where there's no real other player real life interaction. So I remember Crysis had like these crazy physics engine killers. Let's see, Crysis barrel explosion physics. Like, does the new version of the remaster have something like this too? Let me see. This is 15 years ago, guys. 15 years ago. Look at this. This video is like in 480p because it's so old. So you could do these things where you could in the workshop or whatever. Like, look at this. Isn't this amazing for 15 years ago? looking at these graphics, it doesn't even look that bad. It actually looks really good. Like, if you showed this to, like, let's just say a teenager or something in this day and age, and you had them guess what year this game came out, you think they would say 2007? I think this looks better than some games that are coming out now. Come on, show the explosion. Where's the explosion at? There's a bunch of physics stuff. Oh, wow, what? So yeah, that's all the physics stuff, which is crazy, right? Because you're thinking all this was done with hardware that was 15 years ago. What does that say about what you can do now? It looks better than Redfall. Yeah. Star Citizen was using a modified CryEngine at some point. Don't know if they still are. Dude, Star Citizen, I would definitely hop into Star Citizen to check it out. I mean, it's available right now, but I don't know, man. I get weird vibes about Star Citizen. We've talked about it in a previous stream, how Gamers Nexus covered it and everything. Okay, this would be the only giveaway. This guy... What is this? This definitely looks like more of a 2010-ish era, you know, graphics. But when you're not looking directly at a character's face... come on, show the explosion. Oh, there it is. $3,000 barrels. Brian says, what games can do now? Well, the majority of game devs, they just don't care. They just control pace and release broken titles. Yeah. It sucks because, like, every time a new game comes out, I'm trying to not continually add to my benchmarking suite. The latest game I have is The Last of Us, and then before that was Hogwarts Legacy, but it's just because, like, I don't care to play these games, but I need to test them because they're what's hard to run, and that's what other people are playing. But, like, I would feel less bad about buying these games to test if they didn't have so many problems. Like, even if I don't play it, so long as it was like a well-produced game, then I'd be like, okay, whatever, I guess it's worth the money. But I'm buying these games, I'm not playing it except for, you know, what I need to learn about it, to benchmark and stuff like that. And it's like a broken port or just like a poorly optimized title. It just sucks. Crysis physics is literally still one of the best physics that you can get to date. The way you shoot trees, etc. It's amazing, yeah. Maybe I should check out the remaster. It's only $30. It's not a full price game. It's cheaper, as expected for a you know, 15-year-old remaster to be. Are we in a literal can it run Crysis video? Yeah, this kind of is can it run Crysis video. Look, man, the YouTube landscape back in the day. Oh, it looks like they did update it, though. The description. Just pirate the remaster for old time's sake. There's probably one out. I'm not gonna incriminate myself by saying whether or not I will or will not be doing that, but I like this comment. Remember when you could video reply to videos? How long was that even for? I remember it. I don't remember when that was, and I don't remember how long of a period of time that was. Exactly, Brian. That's why I'm not gonna say anything that may or may not incriminate me. Just pirate it on live stream so they can sue you with evidence. Okay, you know what's funny that you mentioned that, Brian? I'm not sure if you saw Brian's, but StockX Nerd on a Budget. So I did this video, Brian, where, because I'm not sure if you know, StockX, during the pandemic, they like came out and opened up a market for graphics cards, sealed graphics cards, because that's what StockX is known for, right? So you can buy like new graphics cards on the website. What they do is they guarantee that it's authenticated. Where's the thing? So they guarantee that it's authenticated. Did I show it on the screen? But you ship it to a middle person. That's the StockX factory. They look at it. They look at the sticker. They make sure like, okay, this is legit. Then they send it. I did a video with Tech by Matt where I basically I opened up the box. I tried to save the tape, didn't work. I had to get new tape for it. But I opened up the box and then I repackaged. Yeah, see, here's me showing like the sticker that I put on it and everything. But I basically put a hard drive and replaced it. And I shipped it to StockX. They authenticated it, said it was a real graphics card. And then when Matt opened it up, it was the hard drive that I sent him. Yeah, see? So here's the graphics card. He opened it, and then it had the hard drive in it. So StockX is basically... They basically scammed him, even though I scammed StockX. But this is technically video proof that I scammed StockX. They must have seen this by now. I guess it didn't have a ton of views. It was only 130K. But I was basically exposing StockX for their crappy methodology. And I guess I'm willing to return the money if they reached out to me for it. But yeah, so this video is out. So back to your comment about putting content out there where they can sue me based on the evidence. This video is complete evidence of me doing that entire thing. Yeah, so dude, look at how much they charged. Where is it? My screen. How much did they charge him? They charged him a transaction fee, a payment processing fee, and the lowest ask at the time for the card, that was the RX 6600, $319. So they charged like a pretty hefty what the heck is a payment processing? Why is that not just on the transaction fee? So yeah, this was on a cheap graphics card. People were buying like $1,000 RTX 4070s and stuff on this website. Imagine how much money they just raked in to do this. Yeah, so I mean, we're not trying to like sue them or get them in trouble. I'm not trying to get in trouble. So the video, you know, it just kind of shined light on what they were doing. But yeah, if they ever came for me, I would have to figure that out, and maybe I have a pretty good case to show what I was doing. But yeah, just in the back of my mind, I'm just like, what if StockX caught wind of this and decided to pursue? I don't think they would pursue legal action, because if they did, it would shine a way bigger light on this whole video and situation. And then imagine if like Gamers Nexus got caught wind of this or something and covered it. StockX, in terms of their graphics card department, would be screwed. Let's see, StockX. If we look up graphics cards, right? Let's just look up let's look up 4090s, because those are still kind of rare. If you look up a 4090 Founders Edition on here, we can look at, they show the sales on here too. So view sales, people have been buying it $1,842 as of May 9th of 10 a.m. So people have been buying this card even up till today. So look at 1842, 10% processing fee. They're charging the seller, or no, I think they're charging the buyer $180 on top of this 1842. For what? A service that you could easily bypass and scam through? Yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah, here's Matt unboxing it. They got all their StockX stickers on it and everything. He broke the seal and bam, no graphics card. So yeah, that was that video. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. That was like a long planned video. They can't do anything to me because I was testing their service. Okay, good to hear. If anything does happen, hopefully you have my back. Hopefully the tech community has my back. Because honestly, I don't care about however much StockX paid me. I wasn't there to scam them for a couple $100. If so, I would have done like a very expensive graphics card. 6 minutes till raid. Actually, raid's not till 6:30, so I have a little bit of time. I just want to be mindful of my time. I could log on to my character though, and I can show you guys. But I'm definitely not streaming the raid. Let me log on. Okay, so let me get that set up. Well, so we're coming up on the last like 10 or 15 minutes of chat. Let's just chill. We'll go, for the most part, I'm just gonna read the chat, hang out, not focus on the browser as much. And then, yeah. Shauner says, no stream the raid. Well, we've been going for long enough that Shauner went to and got back from soccer already. Must not have been that far away. Okay, so let me log on to my Pally. Is Nike suing them or reverse? Well, no. First of all, I don't think people know how bad their authentication is. Maybe, hopefully, they improved it if they caught wind of my video and saw it. Maybe I should do a follow-up test on it. Nike sold StockX counterfeit shoes. Wait, I've not heard of this, Tony. So did Nike knowingly sell them counterfeits, or not? Where is this? Okay, so okay. Oh, Nike did it on purpose? Wow. Wait, Shauner, in that time you played a couple of games? I guess it's been almost 2 hours. And scored a couple of goals. Nice, nice. Duel you outside of Dalaran. Dude, I'm a protection paladin. What am I gonna do? Wow, they did it on purpose. I did not know that. Wow, okay. Oh, jeez. Alright, we got Jason here. Oh, jeez. Dude, I don't have keybind set up for PvP or anything. Okay, let's see. Am I only the person who thinks the end is near? You might be. I don't think the end is near. Alright. Oh god. Wait, we can duel inside the sewers. Where are you at, Jason? Can we duel outside here? Actually, I want to show them my rusted proto drake. Because I achieved that. Alright, where are we at? Where are we dueling? I don't think we can duel here. Can we? Oh gosh, you're on your DK. Okay, let me get my stuff ready. Let's see, what do I have? Okay, don't want that one. Okay. Okay, I should be good. Let me I'm gonna stay in my prot spec. The drakes were so, yeah. The flying mountain, I think in Wrath was like kind of peak too. Loser jumps off. Okay, yeah, loser has to jump off of Dalaran. All right, so where are we dueling? Raid gear. Yep. We're in raid gear. I'm in my tank spec in gear. Okay. Yeah, the blue one. Yep. This blue one. Wait, no, not this one. Where's the other one? Or is it the Nether Drake? One of them was in a dungeon and one of them was from a raid. Alright, Jason. I'm gonna move this up here so you guys can see it better. Here, do we duel here? Oh, we can duel on this thing, maybe. Alright, let me see. Where are my... Oh boy, oh boy. Let me make sure I got all my correct buffs on and stuff. Oh, I need to eat. Give me a second. Where's my food? I don't have my heals bound. That's why I'm clicking, guys. I'm not a clicking noob. It's just because I don't self-heal as a tank. So, let me see. Let me drink water real quick. Mr. 7 Digits says, Shauner was out touching grass while I'm on WoW. Yes, that is true. I'm going to be touching grass soon here, though. Let's see, where did Jason go? Yes, the streaming, well, kind of the streaming advantage of 21:9. You can have space at the bottom. Where did Jason go? Did he go into the sewer? I think we have to duel in the sewers, unfortunately. Or is he? Oh no, he's on the ground. Okay. All right. I play super zoomed out, guys, so just so I can see everything. But all right, let's do this. All right, what am I doing here? I need to make sure I have everything, Jason. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, Army of the Dead? Come on. Alright, whew! I didn't embarrass myself, whew! Alright, Jason, you gotta go jump off now. Go jump. Okay, so I guess prop pallies are kind of broken. It's kind of unfair though, because Prop Pallies has so much healing capabilities. Any healing class fighting a non-healing class is a little bit unfair, because they have to burst you all the way. Oh, did you already jump and die? But yeah, like all my attacks did have heals and stuff, so it's a bit unfair. H3456 says you guys should team up and do. Yeah, for sure. I'm totally down to either have Brian on the stream in the coming weeks, or if because I know Brian streams. Brian, I think you stream at. I'm trying to think of when I randomly see your streams pop up for me. But do you have a pretty normal streaming schedule, Brian? Let's see the jump. Okay, I'm gonna jump. Oh, let's see. I'll jump with Jason. All right, let's go. Let's go. Why am I? It seems like I'm falling faster. I have a bubble though, so I can get protected. Jason, on the other hand, has to die. Oh god, I gotta kill this guy before I can res him. Give me 1 second, I'll res you. Okay, here we go. I gotta drink some. I'll take a potion. Yep. I did that. Divine Shield, exactly. See, Brian remembers. You don't forget WoW. You play it once and you understand the concepts and mechanics till the end of time. What? Why did it fail the res? Interesting. Let me drink some water and try to res you again. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Raid. Oh, it's only 6:03. Yes, my raid doesn't start till 6:30, so we've got a little bit of time. I might have to go in and prep a little bit, but so let me res Jason here. There we go. I'm just gonna fly up so I'm safe and no one's gonna kill me. And then we're just gonna go on to the main phase and just hang out until the end of the stream. Yeah, you do never forget. Running into Horde and Bubble Hearth. Yeah, exactly, Bubble Hearthing. Coalition Gaming, who I did play Classic WoW with, he was a rogue, and we were in the same guild, did the same raids as well. And Chris is saying, you underestimate my brain. I had so many problems remembering my vanilla days during Classic I recently discovered I started forgetting a lot of the stuff from Classic. Wow, alright. Well, I guess we haven't played since 2020. When did we stop playing? 2020? 2021? I think it was 2021. Yeah, summer 2021. That when I got married? Oh my god. Let me see. When did TBC Classic come out? Dude, I was ever since, you know, after turning 30, my memory's just been horrible. So TBC Classic, yes, I quit because that was when my wedding was coming up, so I was way too busy planning and doing stuff for that. But yeah, so it's been coming up on 2 years since we last played Classic together, Chris. Crazy. Danny, last question. You look really healthy. Thank you, Brian. Breakdown of diet. Oh, dude, my diet is okay. This is all an image. I have the Asian genetics that keep me looking young forever, but in terms of my dieting these days, I've been so distracted with, you know, all like YouTube and gaming and all the other stuff that I probably haven't been eating as much as I should be. I eat closer to 2 meals a day more often than I eat 3 full meals. And it's just because I get way distracted and I like forget that I'm hungry. So I need to get back on like eating more healthy, eating more frequently, because I am like losing a little weight due to it too. So yeah, Oriental soup though, dino nuggets, frozen pizza. No, we mix that in with actual cooked meals as well. But yeah, I definitely like I've been trying to like up my intake of more nutritious foods, protein, getting back into working out and stuff like that. So yeah. Fasting? Yeah, you could call it fasting. Dude, it's like the goblin mode, like, again, like basement dweller nerd who, if you like sat me in front of a video game and I was into it, I could go probably easily 24 hours without eating, and not like make a big deal out of it. If I'm just distracted enough, making a video, editing, playing games, it is very easy for me to forget to eat. My squat PR was 260. I never really broke up higher than that ceiling because eventually I already have bad joints because I have lupus, but I ended up getting basically a knee, kind of not an injury, but my knees sometimes get stiff and lose their range of motion. I had a point where that basically was like 3 or 4 months worth of time where I couldn't fully straighten or I couldn't fully bend my knees. So that wrecked my entire squat progression. And it's weird because your PR 1 rep max is nowhere near like a high multiplicative of like your 5 rep or 10 rep. So while I think my crowning achievement was like that 225 5x5, my PR was never like super that much higher than it. I wasn't able to push into like 300 pounds, unfortunately, but we'll see. Trying to get back into it again, and we'll see if I can. I don't know. I'm older now too. I'm approaching mid-30s officially next month. 34. So hopefully that doesn't slow me down. Yes, Greg Doucette. Heck yeah, I love Greg Doucette. Coalition Gaming says, bringing it back to Molex. There's a Molex company office near where I live. Should I burn the place? What is a Molex company office? Is that... So, wait, is Molex the standard that is set by, like, a single company that makes all the connectors? Molex company. Creating connections to life. Learn how Philips meaty size. Molex LLC, manufacturer, okay. Connectivity systems. But is this the Molex that... Did they come up with the standard of the ones that we're familiar with in power supplies? Not this one. The Molex company. This is where you are, Chris? Let's see. What does their official website have to say? Small parts of small factories. Okay. Products and services. Yeah. So they do a lot more. Antennas. Okay. Connectors. Automotive. Okay. Yeah. They do way more than just the 4 pins that we're used to. Yes, I am in Seattle. I'm not in California. No. I'm up in Seattle. Yo, I have $1,000 Canadian budget. Can you please help me make a PC? So unfortunately, stream's about to end. But Mohammed, if you post in the Discord server, where's the Discord server? Browser. So the link to the Discord is down in the description. If you post in the Discord server, there is parts and build advice where you can ask a question there. I can help you with it later, or someone else can. We have a lot of knowledgeable people within the Discord server. It's a pretty small, tight-knit community, so it's pretty easy to get stuff answered. So if you post in the build or price discussion, I think it's probably more of a parts and build advice. If you post in there, I'm pretty sure one of us can help you out. I don't think I can't do it on stream though. I gotta end in the next 5 minutes, so. Yeah, so Canadian, what is Canadian? So 1,000 Canadian to USD, is that like 800 something? 750 it looks like. So 750 bucks. Yeah, that's definitely RX 6600 territory of a build. And like i5, maybe like an i3 if you're getting the newest one, or like a 12400-ish territory, or a Ryzen 5600. That should fit into 750 Canadian. Yeah, for sure, Brian. What's the best way to reach you, Brian? I don't remember when the last time we DM'd was. But if it's Discord or Twitter, whatever you prefer, I can hit you up on there, and maybe we could set something up for a future stream, whether it be on your or my channel. It doesn't matter. No, Brian is not getting back and playing WoW. For sure. He is way too addicted to it from what it sounds, so he's not gonna hop back into it. Otherwise, he's not gonna be making any more YouTube videos. Skype? Wait, Brian, I can't tell if you're trolling me right now. I don't know if I have Skype. I can send you an email. I'll send you an email, probably gonna be your business email. I don't know if I have another email from you, but yeah, I'll send you something, and then we could work something out. Another divorce imminent. Whoa. Wait, is there more to Brian's personal life that I do not know about right now? I know you were on good terms with your ex, but I don't know if you're back together or if you have another wife. Interesting. We can talk about this all later though. Yeah. Oh, you use Skype because your dad and mom do? Okay, got it. That makes sense. I use Facebook Messenger because some of my boomer friends and family still do. So, I get it. Okay. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Either we could play WoW while just having a chill tech, like kind of tech stream, or just browse used parts, stuff like that. I think that'd be pretty fun. All right, it is officially 6:15 p.m. I got 15 minutes to raid, so I gotta go prepare for that. I want to thank you all, as always, for being here. This wasn't the normal stream day, but a lot of people still showed up. Brian showed up. That was awesome to see him here, so definitely go and show him love as always. If you guys didn't see, I released a new video about the new Fantex G300A. I think this is a pretty cool case for 70 bucks for the 3 RGB fan version. definitely go check out that video. The case reviews definitely don't do that well on my channel because it's not the typical content. But I told Fantex, like, sure, I would love to get a review sample of this, because for 70 bucks, the triple fan version of this, I think it provides phenomenal value. This is a good quality case. So perfect for budget builders and PC flippers and stuff like that. So definitely go check out that video and show it love if you have not seen it yet. I released it during embargo, which was like at 7 a.m. today. So people also probably aren't used to that release schedule. And just case reviews don't do that well in general. I think me and Nick from Gear Seekers were the only two people that released videos on the G300A today. Like if you type in G300A Fantex, we got me right here, and then we got Nick from Gear Seekers, and that's it. No other coverage of this case. You only see P300A stuff. So yeah, definitely, if you haven't seen that, go check it out. Pretty cool case. But other than that, hope you guys have a great rest of your night or day. Have a great rest of your week, and have a good weekend coming up. And yeah, I will see you in the next stream and or video. Take care. Bye.